Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about the Panther. Yes, the Panther, the Tier 7 German medium tank. Now, this tank has had its ups and downs. Well, really, it's downs and ups because it's never really been the best tank. Now, a few years ago, Wargaming actually buffed the Panther that then made the tank insane. Honestly, the tank was fantastic. Then ever since then, really, it's just kind of fizzled out and not really ever spoken about. And today we're going to speak about it to see, is this tank capable of doing its job, basically. So let's look at the stats, and then we will let's see what camouflages. There are a few camouflages. Of course, I do have the tiger stripes, but overall, I've always really liked the let me just turn this down, the Panther. I think it's been a fantastic tank over the years, but again, like a lot of tanks, it just kind of fizzles out and it just never spoken about, and it kind of just falls down the pecking order because it's not as popular as it used to be. But it is going to be a popular tank because, of course, the Tier 10 tank, the E50M, is actually one of the best Tier 10 mediums in the game. So to get that, of course, you do have to play the Panther. So the turret on this thing is 168 millimeters, and your hull is 114. So, against Tier 6s, you can actually get some bounces. You've got 2,537 DPM, which is decent. And your reload is just 3.78 seconds. So very short reload, but the alpha is kind of low as well. But your penetration is 198 on your AP and 244 on your APCR, 20 on your HE. So you're not really going to pen anything with HE with just 20, but you're not doing that much damage, to be fair. So you've got 160 alpha gun, 135 on your APCR. So you do have to be careful, because if you do have to shoot a load of APCR, you're only doing 135 damage, and sometimes even lower than that. So do watch out for that. Your aim time is decent at 3.1, not the best, but your gun dispersion is good at 0.290. You only have 6 degrees of gun depression and a top speed of 55 kilometers per hour. Now, just like the E50M, it is a heavy tank, really. So if you do go ramming, you'll do some damage. Now, again, like I said to you guys in a previous video, I am going to watch a replay of this, because this guy just showcases, how good this tank can be. Against the right opponents, really. Again, if you're coming up against a load of Tier 8s, you may struggle a little bit. But when you come up against a load of Tier 6s, then that's where this tank really can shine. You can do damage, you can get blocked damage, you could do a lot of things with this tank. But unfortunately for the Panther I, it's just not really talked about at the moment. There's better mediums out there. It's Tier 7, so again, not too many speak about Tier 7. And if you are in a hold down position, then you can actually get bounces on the turret, just like you can with pretty much the line, especially when you get to the E50M. Now, what you really want to do is get yourself in positions where you can make your reload really count, because again, the reload is crazy good, like crazy on this thing. And if you can get into a position where you are just non-stop firing, then that is what you need with this thing, because of course you haven't got the alpha. So to do a big damage, you need to constantly keep firing your gun, and then overall you can do a bit of damage. So our guy, you can see here, does get a little bit of block damage, doesn't there, but the M41D, you can see him just rushing around, goodbye, and he is gone, which is actually, the M41D is a decent tank. It is a Tier 6, but he can be he can be a nuisance because of how quick it is, again, how quick the reload is. So getting rid of him was a must. So 1800 damage and 390 block damage so far. Now, it's a 4 versus 5, so there is still a lot of work to do. Now, he's got the AMX in front of him, he's got the SU to the side of him. It's not looking good for the green team. But you know what? He's going to keep going. A 3 versus 5 now. He's going to keep going and going and going. And that's what I love about this replay. He just doesn't stop. You know, even at this point, a 3 versus 5, plenty of hit points still left out there. He is not given up. He's just reversed literally that whole way, and he's still reversing now. Luckily, no one's really pushed him, so he's managed to get some damage. Nice fire there against the KV-1S, bringing him down to a 1-shot. Is he going to make the error? Of course he is. So now it is a 2 versus 4, but his last remaining teammate is about to die. So the only thing he can really do now is just keep going as best as he can, grab the damage as best as he can, and maybe get into a position where, you know what, he potentially can do this. But he does have to be careful of that SU-152, because one shot from the SU-152, especially on the side, it will be game over. And if it's not with HE, then he will be a 1-shot. So 1,000 block damage. So, you know, you can see when you are higher tier, when you're the upper tier on this thing, you can get quite a few bounces against tier 6s. Don't expect them bounces when you do come up against those tier 8s, but you're going to get the odd one, especially on your upper plate or your turret. You may get the odd bounces because, as we know, tier 8, you know, tier 8 heavies, they don't have the best penetration, so some may struggle to pen you, but you've got to get into the right positions for you to do that. So the AMX, now this is where we're going to laugh a little bit, because some of these guys, I just don't know what they do. Now the SU-152 is just, he's going in. Now unfortunately for him, he starts going up a rock, like, and that is the death of him. I no idea what he was doing. I get what he was trying to do in just going around, not stopping, go full guns blazing, and then trying to at least get 1 shot off, but he gets stuck on the rock, and then he misses, and then he dies. So far, 4 kills for our guy, 1,200 block damage, 4,400 damage, and it's not going to end there. He still has this P43 BIS, and of course the AMX to deal with. Now, it is a lot easier when you do come up against these kind of opponents, but I still wanted to show the replay anyway, because, you know, it was a very, very good replay. He does a very good amount of damage, and it still shows that what this tank can actually be capable of doing. So he just needs to stay alive a little bit longer, keep his hit points for as long as he can, bring these guys down gradually. He's still got 2 minutes. He's still got plenty of time left on the clock, so he can easily do this as long as he doesn't waste his hit points. You know, just try and save your hit points as much as you can. Wait for them to make the mistake, not you, because again, with only 500 hit points, you haven't got the hit points to make mistakes. Now, as long as he can get one of these at least down to a 1-shot without losing his hit points, then it's going to be fair and easy. Now, 1,400 block damage, and both of these guys, well, one of these guys is now dead, and the other one is a 2-shot. So the AMX is a very good reload, but now he's taken that shot, he can just rush in. You know, even at this point, don't worry about it. Just rush in, take the shot, and take the kill. So that is what this tank is actually capable of doing in the right hands against the right opponents, in the right positions. But I just feel like it doesn't get the love that it once got. You know, it got nerfed, it got buffed, and then it kind of just stayed there. You know, when Wargaming buffed it, honestly, the tank was insane. Like, they gave it a really good armor buff, and I thought the tank was very, very good. And nothing's really happened to the Panther since then. But, you know, it's just fell down the pecking order. But overall, it is still a fantastic tank, just in the right hands. So let me know what you think of the Panther 1 in the comments below. For now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.